In the last video, we learned the basic concept of the super mesh and how it worked. So now let's apply those on this practice problem. So in this circuit, we clearly have three meshes and we need to find the three currents I1, I2, and I3. And one thing I clearly notice here is that there is a current source that exists between mesh 1 and mesh 3. So I'll have to form super mesh 1 and 3 between 1 and 3. So I'll just write the KVL for the other mesh first. So the one that does not have the current source to make things more simple. So I'll start off from this point, and there's this 1 ohm resistor connected between mesh 1 and mesh 2, and then I can move here and then I can move here. There's this 2 ohms current, and there's a current of 2 ohms resistor, and there's a current of I2 flowing through it. And then there's this 3 ohm resistor which is connected between mesh 2 and mesh 3, and that's all. So now I'll have to write the KVL for the super mesh 1 and 3. So the important thing to remember, as I have mentioned in the last video, is just write the entire KVL for the two meshes except this one branch that contains the current source. So the basic thing is I will be moving from here till here, and rather than moving here, I'll just move here because this is part of mesh 3, and then I'll move here, and then I can just come back here. So this is the KVL I'll be applying. So let's just start off from this point. There is this 7 volts current source, there is this 1 ohm resistor connected between mesh 1 and mesh 2, and then there is this 3 ohm resistors connected between mesh 3 and mesh 2, and then there's the 1 ohm resistor which is just with the mesh 3, and that is it. And then I reach back at this point. So this is the KVL on the super mesh. So the important thing to remember again, just ignore the branch that contains the current source and write the entire KVL for the two meshes combined. This is exactly the dual of what we were doing in the nodal analysis thing with the KCL on the super node. So this is our equation. So one thing I can clearly see here is that I have three unknowns, I1, I2, and I3, and I've just got two equations. So where do I get the third equation from? As I have mentioned in the last video, we get that equation from this current source. So I can clearly see that moving in the clockwise direction, there is I1 going down and there's I3 going up. So as this current is going down, I can just write 7 is equal to I1 minus I3, the algebraic sum of I1 and I3. So this is my third equation, and now I've got three equations and three unknowns, so I can simply use linear algebra techniques to solve this problem. So I hope this makes things even more clear about the super mesh, and this is all about the mesh analysis and the nodal analysis.